Let us start. Yeah, before we start, right? So, when did anybody remember where we stopped the last time? Our hero James was kept in a kind of a jail kind of thing, right? It's not exactly the jail, the kind of cell, and he met a one Indian, because he Indian here in the sense maybe the Peruvians, right? Those people were also. It's not exactly the Indians. So the Peruvian Indian he met, and he is trying to understand the situations, right? So that's where we stopped, if you remember, right? So just before going, the back of me is talking about the eighth insight. In every interaction, we must enhance our attitude of giving as we communicate. When we uplift every person into a greater experience, they are more likely to intuit a message they have for us. Here, every interaction in day to day life, in every interaction, we must enhance our attitude of giving. When we are actually communicating, we must enhance our attitude of giving some kind of information or some kind of energy kind of thing to the other people. When we uplift the other person with a great experience or with a nicer experience, they try to give, or they will intuitively they will give us a message that they have for us, because every interaction we have some message, so that message will be delivered when you try to interact with them. So that is what that eighth insight is talking about, just for them, because I just feel too good to to display that as a backdrop. So I did it. So let's go back to our thing. How this will actually we will come through in our story. So here, James went, and James was there, and he was called for a questioning, right? So some father, they came to the cell, and they called him. So they called him, and they said, like, one father, he called him, and he's saying, he asked, like, we caught up you because you had an illegal documents. What is that illegal documents? He asked. What is the illegal documents? Don't you understand? Having a manuscript translations is an illegal. Then he is asking, why do you think so? Government of Peru has its own reasons. They think they are illegal. So why does the government of Peru is involved? The churches also said it is not illegal documents. Why the churches? So he is trying to understand why, because one of his question is why the church is against to these documents, right? So he is asking that further. Why church is involved here? Because manuscript has a contradiction to the religion. He said manuscript has a contradiction to religion. It misinterprets the truth of our spiritual nature. So, what do you understand? He's trying to understand why you want all these things. He said, see, just a tourist. I'm not a Peruvian. Okay, I'm just a tourist. I'm trying to understand. Just got interested in manuscript. I'm a threat to no one. I'm just trying to understand why it is so alarming to these church people or to this government of Peru. That's what he asked. Then, because when the way that he said, he started just thinking. So okay, he said, like, he is trying to deal that father, right? Consciously is trying to deal and get that information. So then he said, a church feels that this manuscript is confusing the people. It gives the impression that people can decide. So, because through the manuscript, it is giving a message that people can decide whatever they wanted to do, or the way that they can live without regarding, or without giving a respect to the scriptures. So that is what they said. What scriptures? He asked, what scriptures? That the scriptures of the commandments, right? Whatever the commandment or Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, whatever it is, those the things, right? So those says that you should always honor the father and mother. What do you mean? The manuscript says there are some problems in your life, and you can blame the parents, and determining the parents. So he said, no, it is not like that, because he understand, right? Because whatever that we got it, maybe we got it from the parents, but Manuscripts is trying to help ourselves, because these qualities came from the parents, but you should understand and you should change, right? So no, you are actually, he said, you are talking about ending of the old resentments. You are talking of old resentments that is giving, because through the parents you may get something, but you have to end those resentments and you need to find a positive view of the life. That is what the Manuscript is saying. Then he said, no, it is misleading. So you should never have the negative feeling about the parents. That is what the father is saying. Then James asked, can parents be wrong? Parents are always right or what? Can't parents be wrong? That's what James asked. No, parents will do the best. So children has to forgive them. That's what the father is saying. But isn't that the Manuscript is clarifying that forgiveness takes place? When the forgiveness takes place, when you understand fully, that the parents have done their best, whatever that they learn from their parents, they have done. So it is not the problem with them. So when you understand that, then they can they would be able to forgive the parents, right? So then he raised his voice, because he is giving a clarity, right? So he is not able to accept it. That is what happening even in our friends conversations, and even our conversations with our kids. You can our conversations with our parents, these things you can. So when you are trying to give a truth, when other person is unable to accept, they raise the voice. Don't you notice this one? We all notice this one in our life. The same thing is happening. What authority you're talking about the Manuscript is right? Who will be trusted? Who told this? Then are you a religious scholar? What is the direct evidence? So you are the first person. You are an example of how the Manuscript is actually creating a confusion. You are such a confusion master, that kind of thing, right? He started what authority you are actually questioning the authorities. All the things he started raising the voice. Let me tell you something. The crime. So I said nothing. He is trying to tell. I said nothing. Let me tell you something. The crime you have committed is punishable by the years in prison. So he is also saying that whatever that you committed, right? Because he questioned the authorities. This is punishable by the prisons for number of years in a Peruvian prison. Do you know how the Peruvian prison is there? Do you want me to show that? Do you want to have a taste of it? Can I arrange that? So he started, because he want him to shut off his mouth, right? So he started shouting at. So finally he took a break. Then asked, where did you get these translations? Then he was so anxiety, because he don't want to tell about the father Curl or a father Sanche who helped him, right? He don't want, James don't want to give their names. So then he said, okay, I need some time to answer. I need some time to answer. That's what he tell. Okay, I'll give a time till the tomorrow morning. He said, and he mentioned the soldier to take him off. So he went off. He could. So he went to the same cell again, and the Pablo, whoever that Peruvian Indian that he is talking, right? He is there. So then he asked, did you see the Father Sebastian? He said, no. It is another priest. He wanted to know where I got the copies. So did you say where did you got the copies? No, I said I want an time. So did he talk anything about the Manuscript? Yes, he is asked what authority I'm talking about, and he threatened me with the jail, raving me and threatened me with the jail. Oh, then did he have a brown hair and the round glasses? That's what he asked. Yes. Then he said his name is Father Costius. He is a father Costius. And what else did he? He disagreed. The Manuscript undermines the traditions, right? He replied, he threatened me with the prison, because he feels that this is a threat to the religion. That's what he said. Because until then, the religion, what he's saying, if you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, this will not happen. This kind of the things only every religion is having, right? So this Manuscript is saying whatever that you undetermined, you didn't do it, right? It will happen. That kind of the thing. This is what the this manuscript is talking. So if everybody can exercise their free will, everybody can understand their they are also that part of that supreme consciousness or whatever that they can do, whatever they think they can do, then where in the world they will give the respect to these the traditions and respect to this priest, right? So that's what his problem. Okay. I could tell him he had something else in his mind also. He's tried to scare me. And he slept. So he's woken. By the time, after some time, Pablo was shaking him and woke him up and said, "This is a time for lunch." So they both went to the lunch. And they saw the two men also came, but the Marjorie is not there. He asked, like, where is the Marjorie? And those guys were seemingly very confused and they left. Then Pablo said they may not understand the English because they may be the Spanish guys only, they may not understand the English. Then suddenly he got a picture of Marjorie running away and he is running away. Some kind of the picture, right? He got it. He was so confused. Then Pablo asked, "What are you thinking?" "I got some picture, vivid picture of escape." Then he said, "No, no, 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 don't continue that. Sorry, don't stop that thought. Let's continue because that may be giving you the insight. So don't dismiss your thought. It may be very important message. It may be there." So he said, "I was running in an alley on a street through a doorway. I went through a doorway. I think I got an impression that I got escape." So what do you think of that image? I don't know. I didn't see logically connected. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay, logically it is not connecting. It seems to be logically connected. What else we are talking about? What we are talking about, right? So there is a no logical. So do you remember that what we are talking about? Yes, we are talking about Marjorie. Marjorie is not there. We are talking about. And do you think there is a connection between these things? Yes, there is maybe connection. Marjorie is escaping, or maybe I am escaping without Marjorie. Maybe we both are escaping. So something like that he started because Pablo is trying to analyze the situation, right? So maybe we both escaped, trying to escape. So with all these thoughts, they didn't feel any hunger and they both did not eat anything and they came back. So this is the kind of energy. Are you trying to? Then they went down and then he said, Pablo said, seems to be your energy was down. So increase your energy. So you don't need much food, much food to take the energy, right? You need to increase your energy. The food will not give the energy. It's hard for me to get the love flowing. Because energy means love should flow right within us. It's very hard for me to show the love flowing when the situations are like this. But he looked, but do not harm yourself. You need to increase your energy. Because your body is vibrating at certain level. See here, he has given a very important message here. Listen carefully. Your body is vibrating at certain level. If your energy you are letting it down, if it is letting it lower, your body suffers because you are supposed to live in this frequency and your energy goes down, so it is suffering. So whenever it is suffering, you feel stress. The stress causes disease. This is the root cause for disease. This is the root cause for disease. For in general, in our life also. So which vibration we all should be vibrating? What is the energy level that we all should be vibrating? Can anybody tell? Mrunalini, which energy we have to vibrate? What is the level? I told you many a times, the highest level of energy vibration is love. Love is the highest level of vibration. Lowest level is the fear, right? So we are all being the happy beings. We are supposed to vibrate at the love frequency, that highest frequency. But with all our things and all, we are actually vibrating at the different levels. Because of that, we are not there where we are supposed, right? Because of that, we are feeling that stress and anxiety. Because of that, we are prone to all the diseases because our vibration is not there up to the level. So love is the only vibration that to keep our energy up. So when we are keeping at the vibrating at the love energy, then we always feel happy, healthy. This is important, not only for the James, but every one of us. This is an important message from this class. You should always vibrate at the highest vibration, that love vibration. So should always love the people around you, the situations around you, so you should always love the plants or whatever it is, right? So you should see that love and emanate that love so that you will be vibrating at that energy. So he practiced because the father Sanche gave something, right? He asked us to go to that ridge top energy and then imagine that beautiful plants or whatever the thing, then try to give that, try to appreciate it so that he can get the energy. So he tried to see the objects around him, and he closed his eyes and he concentrated the feeling, he emanated the love. Then he is able to get that energy. Then he said, Pablo said, now he opened with a broad smile, and he said, now I can see that your body is getting some energy. When he has energy, then when he look at the Pablo, right? He still looks a boyish kind of thing, an immature person, but he is having a full of wisdom. So that kind of mature person he should. I can see that energy is coming to you. The Pablo said, I can see the energy is coming to you. I could detect the field, green field around you, around you. And he also said, no, 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 I also see that green field around you, Pablo. The flowers that he picked up in the morning seems to be very vibrant now, because everything is so radiant now, because because when he is in that energy level, right, he's able to see that energy around him. So to grasp the seventh insight, because he's still talking about the seventh insight, truly enter into the moment of evolution. We have to enter into that moment. One must pull all insight in the way of being. All our insight we have to put in our life the way that we are going. Can you sum up how the world changed you as a result of insights? So can you sum up? He thought for a moment, because Pablo is asking how the world was changed because of these insights. So he is thinking, he is how the world, because from the day that he came, right, how the world, what happens, then we are ready to begin the evolutionary. So once, because the world has changed from first insight to second coincidences to energy level, so one after the another, his life is flowing, right? So he is saying that ISS, I could see, how does we engage this process? By keeping that, how does we engage? Because how does the life keep going? What he is saying is, always keep your questions current. What do you want to find out, right? Always keep your questions. What is the questions in your mind? Keep that questions. Then you will get that intuitive mind, you will get the people in your life, and so and will answer you. So you may be getting a dream of intuitive thought, or you may be get a vision of the intuitive thoughts. So that the environment may be illuminated and tells you it's supposed to tell, right? So this is what will happen. So he saw, means he is looking for the guidance, and he say how the coincidences came, how it allows one after the another incident. Yes, yes, Pablo said, yes, that way you need to look for each and every situation in your life. As each time the coincidences lead us, each time one coincidence comes, it leads us a new path. We grow. We will become a fuller persons. We will go into the existing higher vibrations. See, last time when we are actually talking about understanding mind at the last class, I asked you, maybe you can select a book, I can read and tell. This is the book that you selected. So because why it came to me is, through you it came to me to learn something more from this book. Through me it is coming to you to have some questions answered in your life. This is how we have to take. So you are bringing some message to me, and I am bringing some message to you. So the messages may be a different totally. So even though there are 11 people in this session now, 11 of you may connect to the different parts of this particular celestial prophecy, and you may find your answers in your life, because depends on the questions that you have, you will find some answers. May not be from this class, but when you are actually interpreting this class in your daily life, you may be finding the answers from different person from a different situation. This is how it is. So he is saying that, so when you become fuller, right, the energy is incredible. So he is also seeing that Pablo is having full of energy. He's beaming. He is feeling like a full of the powerful man kind of thing he is seeing. So compared to when I see you first time, you seems to be more confident, more knowledgeable, and somehow you are full. That's what James is telling. Then Pablo said, in the first time when I see, I allowed my energy to dissipate. I thought or you will help me to energy to flow, but seems to be you didn't learn the technique. So this is taught in eighth insight. This ability is learned in the eighth insight. What do you mean? What do you mean by that I didn't learn? You must learn all the answers. You must learn all the answers mysteriously come to us really from other people, like you, because of you I'm reading this book, and because of this book I'm finding my own answers in my life. Similarly, because we all are here, we are discussing this book, you may be finding the answers. That's what, because of people you may be finding the answers. Others people's actions that mysteriously we met, accidentally we met, they may give some intuitive thoughts, they may give you some direction to our life. If you look at your life, right, the way you looked at Charlene, Dobson, Will, Dale, Marjorie, Phil, Renew, Father Sanjay, Father Carl, and now Pablo, every one of them, they have given their share of their knowledge, their share of their intuition for the James to evolve from one stage to the another. So this is what is also the manuscript is talking. Even the manuscript was talking about the same thing, but not all the people. All the people may not give the energy, all the people may not reveal the energy, but when the people comes also, you should also allow them to reveal what they are trying to do it. So so you told me of learning the project, like your energy towards the plant, right? So because he learned how the energy he can pass on to the plant, right? So do you remember? Yes, he remembered. So exactly you have to do for the persons also, you can do. So your energy can go and help to the other person, and you can give that energy also. So they can give you they can also give you the energy also. So Father Corsius, suppose if you take the previous conversation of our James when he went to that father has interrogated, right? So he is trying to question him, right? He has an important message to reveal. He has some important message to reveal. But instead of asking like in a different, you demanded the answer. When you started demanding the answer, what happened is, being an intimidator, he is an intimidator, right? He didn't give you the response. Instead, he threatened you because he feels that it is an existing problem. He threatened you. That's why with some people, right, they love. If you praise them, they love. So what is they just praise them, but you will get answers. When you price them, right, they will get answers. If you price like couple of sentences, does your property will loss, or do you lose anything? You won't lose anything, right? Other person wants some kind of acceptance, give them. Other person, what will happen? But when you try to give that way, then you will get a message that whatever the message that that person came to you. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do, if that is the case, right? What I'm supposed to do, then the father immediately that father Costius entered. So he started because the anxiety, because their conversation was gripped off some with the rough conversations, right? He said, for Cardinal Sebastian want to see you, and you will be transported to the Equitas this afternoon. So along, because the father Sebastian is there, you will be transferred. Why he is thinking? Why? Because we got the manuscript in your jeep. That jeep belongs to the priests. Means there are some priests who are supporting this manuscript. He just wanted to know who is the priest. So the priests are disregarding of this church principles. So he wanted to know who is those priests. So that is why Father Sebastian wants to see you. That's what he said. Okay, you think that Manuscript again is, you think that Manuscript is undetermining your religion? He is asking, Costius. He said, not only our religion, it is undetermining every religion. So our lives are in control of God. He assigns our destiny. That's what he is talking. We are all under the control of the God. He assigns our destiny. Our job is just to obey the God. Whatever the God says, we need to obey. It allows the people to, suppose if it allows the people to be selfish and separate. They think, because it allows, right, because it is saying that selfishness is okay kind of thing, and you are separate from the God. Okay, it is evolution is not the plan. Evolution is not an important, it is not there in the God's plan. So if you follow that Manuscript, right, the way that you treat each other will be worse than what it is. So that is what Father Costius is saying. I hope you cooperate with the Cardinal Sebastian. You will be transported this afternoon. And he looked at the Pablo, and Pablo was very, because he turned and looked into Pablo. Obviously, Pablo said, "Oh, you asked well. You asked well the questions." And the soldier locked, and they went. They went out, right? So he said, Pablo sat on him. Okay, now you were a bit of confidence. You had some confidence. So what do you think that is happening? That happened now. He's struggling because I found that I'm more trouble. I may be in a more trouble. I'm not sure, because what they are saying is here they do not want to. If you go back and see the conversation, right? He is saying evolution is not part of the God plan. So these priests don't want to evolve. They don't want the human to evolve and know themselves. That we can see even in our religion, right? So they want somebody preaching, and they just need to learn those things. That's how. So evolution is a problem for these priests. So here he is asking Pablo, is, what are your questions? I want to know where the will is. I want to know where the Marjorie is. And what is the other question? I want to know where the eighth insight. What is the other question? I want to know why priests are against to this, or malice against this Manuscript. What is that they misunderstood? So why they are talking about opposition, right? So did you get anything now? He is not. No, no, I didn't get. So if you listen carefully, the Father Costius, he said, if the idea of participating in evolution is bothering them, so that evolution should not be there. Oh, okay. Then the idea of physical evolution is bad enough, but the extent the idea of everyday life is too bad. So they are not able to accept it. No wonder why they see that manuscript to be suppressed, because when the manuscript was given to you, when they said you are equal to God and you can do anything with your thought and all those things, that is what we are learning, right? With all these spiritual books, when they say, you feel that you are empowered. But the priest don't want. The God is separate being, and he is only the great man, and he will punish you if you don't do it. That kind of thing only the priest want it. But here, all these manuscripts and all this spirituality is talking about, you can do anything, right? And you can do anything, and the universe will help you. The moment you release the thought, universe will help you. One would know the truth, and we would know that how humans would be treating each other. If everyone knows these insights, right, humans will be treating each other very good, but that they don't want to. So Pablo was so pleased to help, and then he asked how the humans will act to each other if they know the insight, the eighth insight. How they know? Because it is an evolution, right? It is an evolution. So when when it is talking about evolution, so everyone will respect each other. So then okay. Then he said, when you go there, don't go too fast. Try to grasp one at a time. Then he asked, did I bring you any message? Because I came to you, right? Because Pablo is asking, did I give? Yes, you got me message. Because seventh insight, whether I understood fully or not, is my doubt. But when you came from your visions, from your dreams, I'm able to analyze it. I'm able to interpret it, which means it is true. It is true, and I'm able to get. So that is the message that you got it. Anything else I got you? Yes, I got one more message from you, that you are trying to convince the priests. So which means I can also convince these priests. That's a one more message. I got it. through you. So that's what he was said. He was right. So I have received these messages. So from you, so you also go slow and you will be able to do it. The eighth insight is talking about interpersonal ethics. Interpersonal ethics, right? It is how you can treat other person. When you are treating the other person will share a message to you. So remember, do not go fast. Stay centered. Stay always with your questions. So then you will find out what is your questions. I want to find out where Will is. I want to find out where the eighth insight is. I want to find where the Marjorie is. And I want to see why these priests are against these things. So what is the guiding intuition with Marjorie? That we could escape. That we could escape. This is your guiding intuition. So these are the things. Always remember these things. I learned my lessons from you, and you learn the message from me. So while you are going, just be careful and do these things. So the next insight will automatically come to you. So the soldier came and he took our James, and he went into one jeep, and eighth insight warns against you. It warns against you. Yeah, it is warning. Eighth insight is also, he's also said one more thing. Eighth insight will also warns you one thing. If you addicted to a person, another person, your growth will stop. Remember, if you addicted to any person, your growth will be stopped. So this is what we all addicted, and we are addicted to our families, our husband, our kids, addicted to those people. So we are unable to come out of it. We spend more and more time. We see that it is obviously we have to do it, but we have to give part of it, and we have to go with the at certain age. When we reach at least certain age, when our kids, we reach the 21, when we have fulfilled our responsibilities, we should let them grow and then grow our spiritual path, which is also another message, that otherwise your growth will stop. If you are addicting to one person, means that could be your kids or your husband or your family, anything it could be, right? So that is what the interpersonal, that eighth insight is talking about, interpersonal ethic. So until now we learned seven insight. The eighth insight is interpersonal ethics. So this soldier came and he took him the shoulder, and he put him into the one jeep, and he's talking about what is the addiction, what is the another person addiction. So he's thinking all the things. When he's pushed into the jeep, he saw Marjorie is there in the jeep too. That's what he wanted to go, right? Marjorie is in the jeep, and he took Marjorie. So he asked, like, do you speak English? Those people, right? They just looked away, and they said they talked something in Spanish. They couldn't talk. Then he asked Marjorie. Marjorie was shaky, and her voice was faded. He said, "Okay, you will be okay. Don't worry," kind of thing, right? So, the moment he saw the Marjorie, if you remember from the beginning, whenever the James see the Marjorie, he is actually becoming a passionate. He started kind of love emotion, or whatever the emotion is getting it, some kind of thing. That opposite sex emotion is getting it, right? So they both was sitting in it. They crossed to the one small town, and there is there are so many trucks were blocked there. Okay, so there are several soldiers are there. The trucks were blocked, and they're talking something in English, and he just listened only one word, that gasoline. That's all he could able to understand. He's not able to understand anything. So people got escaped, and these soldiers went, and they are just they are went away. Those whatever these soldiers, right? They just went away, and they are looking, glancing at these people in the jeep, and but they just out of this jeep. Okay, they meanwhile they just noticed the one street. There is a one street towards their left, and the shops and doorways are all there. And they seems to that way was so brightened. Remember, Father Sancho told, whenever you have to go, that looks so beautiful, that looks so intense, right? That's what he said. Marjorie. So when they are actually looking at this one, oh, this road we can go. That kind of the thought came, right? There's a big explosion in front of them. There's a big explosion came. Everything was blocked, and all the soldiers was flat down because of that explosion. They blasted the fire, right? that area was full of the fire, and because when that kind of fire came, right, everything will be like a smoky and falling ashes will be there, right? Then he yelled at, come on, Marjorie, because his vision is already there, right? So come on, Marjorie. He pulled the Marjorie and they just started running towards that left, whatever the road was showing that, right? The bright way they went. They went, they saw the 50 yards away. They saw one door was open for them. They just pushed into the door. And they tried to close, and they inside they saw there is a 40-year-old woman along with a girl was also there. Then they realized, oh, I ran into somebody's home. That middle-aged woman did not seem any confused, or did not see them. Some strangers came into their home or nothing like that. She is kind of thing, I know, I kind of expected kind of thing, right? So she said, hurry, hurry. She's talking about in English, hurry, hurry. And she moved them. She took there into the den, and they went into their living room, and they went down to the steps and cellar, and she asked them to just sleep like flat down, because the soldiers may come, just go down there, and they just sleep there. After some time she came and said, now you are safe, you can get up. And she introduced herself as Carla, and she introduced her daughter as a Mareta. So they were so speechless. How can she can read? Are you all right? So they were, yeah, they were, because these people were so amazed, why this woman is actually trying to do trying to help them, right? So that's where we will stop, because they introduce themselves as Carla and her daughter is Mareta. From Yeah, we will go from there next session. Okay. Let me stop it here. Yes. Any questions? Any questions here?